The Washington Post reported on Sunday that the Justice Department has new evidence. So now this new evidence pertains to its investigation into Trump's removal of classified documents from the White House, moving them, of course, to Mar-a-Lago. Some of the new evidence that they claim to have points to possible obstruction of justice. Because, of course. Now, federal investigators say, according to the report, that they have gathered evidence that Trump might have went through the boxes of documents he had taken to Mar-a-Lago even after he had received a subpoena to return them. So now, what's the issue with that? Again, Trump claims, oh, well, some of those things, they were mine. And so, look, why can't I go through and take the stuff that's mine out of the boxes and send the rest back? Why don't you let the National Archives do that? They would send you your stuff back. It's not like they're going to keep the stuff that isn't relevant to the Presidential Records Act. So it'd be a bit of a ridiculous argument. But look, it is speculated that Trump wanted to keep some of the files, despite the order, that didn't actually belong to him. And therein would have been the problem. Now, the government also says that it has evidence the former president asked his lawyers for advice on how to keep the records he had in his possession. That information was obtained from emails and text messages of Molly Michael, a former assistant who had worked for Trump in the White House and at Mar-a-Lago during that time. So, look, if Trump ignored the subpoena, which he did, to return documents that he and everyone else knew that he had or suspected that he had, in order to go through them to take out things that he, I guess, personally just wanted to keep, because I just wanted to keep it. They were my documents. I declassified them, which means they belong to me. No, even if you declassified them, it's still not yours. It's still not your property. You don't own it. Just because it happened during your administration, it doesn't mean that it's yours. It doesn't mean that it's subject to the Presidential Records Act. Now, look, ridiculous if you want to keep, like, the Time magazine cover with your face on it or whatever. Was that actually even real? But anyway, if you wanted to keep that, okay, well, that's his. And so you send it all, and the National Archives can be like, oh, here you go. Take this crap back. We don't want it. Whatever, okay. That's fine. But we're also talking about, I should say we're not talking about that stuff, but we are talking about nuclear documents. Kind of important. I'm just saying, maybe that's stuff that you don't want the former president to just take and keep, or even potentially make copies of. No, it's not real. Of course. So look, also noted in the report are court documents that asked for judicial authorization for the FBI to do a search of Trump's home because, quote, evidence of obstruction will be found at the premises. So they did the search. So they wanted to do the search because we think we're going to find evidence of obstruction. Now, the violations of statutes cited in the documents included 18 U.S.C. 1519, which says that it is a crime to alter, destroy, mutilate, or conceal a document or tangible object with the intent to impede, obstruct, or influence the investigation of a proper administration of any matter within the jurisdiction of any department or agency. Take a breath. So look, investigators would have to prove that Trump had intended to impede or obstruct the subpoena as well. Now, that said, some experts look at that and say that could be, difficult to prove. Okay. So now a Trump spokesperson told the publication that the ongoing investigation has, quote, no basis in facts or law. Here's Stephen Chung, quote, the deranged special counsel and the DOJ have now resorted to prosecutorial misconduct, here we go again, by illegally leaking information to corrupt the legal process and weaponize the justice system in order to manipulate public opinion and conduct election interference. because they are clearly losing all across the board. Ah, right. Hold on, though. Again, the issue here is not about the documents themselves, okay? It's the intent behind the refusal to send them back. Again, if you had documents from, your time in office, right, and you forgot to turn them back in, at the end, like you packing up documents and you're just like, all right, just throw everything in a box, let's go. And there happen to be some classified documents in there, and you didn't realize it. All right, sure. Again, the Presidential Records Act has never been really explicitly followed to the letter. I would be fair about that, right? That's why, Pence had documents lying around from when he was VP, and then you find a whole bunch of Biden's house in the supply closet. I think we can all agree that these documents aren't necessarily treated by all people, all parties. It doesn't matter. They just misplace and mishandle these documents all the time. But, I'll also point out, to be fair, is that we do overclassify a lot of things. So maybe there's stuff in there that really didn't need a higher classification, but got one anyway, because, yeah. But look, here's the thing. For Biden, he takes these documents during his time as VP, he reads them, shoves them in a supply closet, storage room, whatever, forgets about it. Okay. So, look, if Trump had done that, and then the National Archives called him up and say, hey, we think you have some stuff that, documents from your administration, just, send it to us, Presidential Records Act, all that stuff, and then we'll go through it, and then we'll give you back the stuff that belongs to you, and we'll put the rest in the National Archives. That's how it generally works. Again, if Trump had just sent back all that stuff, there would be no problem. But the issue here is he didn't. And then lied about it. And then had his lawyers sign documents saying that, oh no, we returned everything, when that was clearly not true. And he knew that. So that's the difference. The difference is the intent. The difference is the lying, the obstruction, the pointless lying. This is a mess that he made for himself. Congratulations, you played yourself. If Donald Trump is actually, indicted over this, I pretty much, I guess, like everything else that he's in trouble for and is being investigated for, it's stuff that he's created, that he created himself. These are problems that he made. Trump, you made that. You did that. When okay, as a normal person, we would not get a quarter, even like a fifth, or whatever, tiny percentage of the breaks that someone in power gets. If it seems like they can sit there and crime all day, it's true. They pretty much can. But the problem is, again, it is when you're stupid. Because there's things that you can do that are so dumb, so stupid, that I don't know how you can get in trouble for them. But Trump has managed to do that. It really is absolutely amazing how you can get in trouble for the documents. Never heard that before. Never heard that before. All completely man-made. And again, that's the difference here. He went out of his way to do the wrong thing. I don't know why. Maybe just to do it. And here we are.